Two of the witnesses in one of the biggest corruption scandals in the country face questions about their credibility. Lawyer Dennis Manalo, who represents pork barrel scam bagman Ruby Tuazon, says her testimony is crucial. He says Tuazon provides direct and personal knowledge of delivering kickbacks to top lawmakers.
Mrs. Tuazon's testimony is also critical because she establishes direct evidence on the personal delivery of funds to Senator Estrada, to the Chief of Staff of Senator Juan Ponce Enrile. That is exactly where the materiality of Mrs. Tuazon's testimony will come in. Because according to Mrs. Tuazon, Senator Enrile appeared in a very private moment, which is having lunch and coffee in a restaurant. This is no longer just a this is no longer an official meeting. This now becomes a personal meeting. And what would Senator Enrile be doing in that kind of moment or activity? And Mrs. Tuazon was clear in her testimony that that meeting was precisely to deliver money.
Manalo tries to justify the different approaches Senators Jinggoy Estrada and Juan Ponce Enrile allegedly used in the scam. While Tuazon was able to establish a direct link to Estrada, it was a different case for Enrile.
It's different strokes for different folks.
Meaning?
Meaning that Senator Estrada has his own way of dealing with Mrs. Tuazon. Meaning that for Senator Estrada, he chose to deal directly with Mrs. Tuazon by receiving the money himself. With regard to Senator Enrile, he decided to use the hierarchy in his office.
So he was a lot more careful.
I guess he wanted to use what is called in criminal litigation as layering. You would not be directly receiving money from a conduit, but you will ask another person to do it for you.
Manalo says the witness's credibility does not depend on how spotless he or she is on record. He also says that while the rule of law holds, public clamor dictates political processes.
Whenever you try to magnify a person or look at a person under a microscope, you will always see the imperfections. If you will say that we will only accept witnesses who look pretty and handsome under the microscope, then wala nang papasang testigo because nobody looks pretty or handsome under the microscope. Kung ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is the delivery of the money, the attack on the person's credibility must be on the falsity of that delivery, not on any other aspect of her life, like the alleged undervaluing of the sale of her property.
Manalo echoes legal analysts, saying the case will drag on for years.
The fastest would probably be 3 years. That's the fastest. Well, if you will look at trials in other countries, trials abroad, you will notice that they're quite particular with, they're strict with the presentation of evidence. Once they fix a date, you cannot move that without any, a life and death reason.